Are you ready? Are you ready for the thrill of victory? Are you ready to taste victory? Are you ready to take your sports betting to a whole new level? Sit up, put your feet on the floor, because we have work to do. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports betting show. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Let us make you a more successful sports bettor.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Cappers Nation Game Day Live, your weekly all things sports betting show. I am your weekend host, Kyle Johnson, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome, everybody. How is everybody's Saturday morning going so far? It's bright and early, 6:02 here on the West Coast. All right, give me a second, Hood. All right, how's that, everybody? Is that any better? Is that one any better? Blah, blah, blah. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Is that better, guys? All good now? I can go higher on the mic if you want. Sounds good. Good to know. Appreciate it, guys. So last Saturday and Sunday, we had to deal with the broken mic. Now they got me some nifty little $300 tiny thing for when I film in here. That way I don't have to bring the big mic from the studio. It won't fit on my desk anyways. Welcome to the program, everybody. Congratulations to everybody that tuned into our free winner yesterday. It was a nice win for everybody. What a comeback by Penn State. Hopefully you guys all bet Penn State with us. If not, you're feeling the repercussions of a huge fourth quarter comeback by Penn State. Curtis, speaking of wagers, I'm going to show this here in a little bit, but I did a fun, everybody knows, on my 5 Dimes account, it's my fun money account. It's where I go and mess around. Good morning, Drew to the crew, Dan, Hootie by Night, Russ, Curtis, David, Mario, Ty, welcome everybody, and everybody else just tuning in. Everybody knows my 5 Dimes account is my, I can't curse, my screw around account where I go do crazy bets and bet my personal plays and my private plays and some other stuff. Morning, Gary. And I made a 9-team parlay yesterday. 9-teamer. Yes, 100%. If you follow me on Twitter, at CapNationKyle on Twitter, you'll see that I was posting all about it last night. And I got lucky, but it hit. The Dodgers ended up becoming canceled on the ticket. I had listed the pitchers, and we had Rich Hill, and Rich Hill did not start, so it turned in from a 9 to an 8-teamer. So here I was sweating USC on the money line for my parlay, the Oakland A's in extra innings, and then the Dodgers. The A's hit in extra innings, walk-off home run. USC pulls a big money line victory. They won by 3. Unfortunately, they did not cover the spread. And then here I am sweating the lonely Dodgers, getting disappointed. And then I log into the account and I see the Dodgers ticket was canceled. And turned into an 8-teamer. But I'm gonna show it here. It's already on Twitter. But I'm gonna post it in the video here in a little bit. Drew to the crew, guaranteed Saturdays at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. So as long as you buy it by 4 Vegas time, 7 on the East Coast, you'll have plenty of time to bet it, bud. LT, you've missed absolutely nothing. We were just getting rolling. I was talking about a huge 9-team parlay that I made yesterday. Just a little tiny fun one for $76 for some change that was in my 5 Dimes account. And I was telling the story about how the Dodgers, I was sweating the Dodgers. Everything hit but the Dodgers. And I'm sweating it, and I go back and I look and I see that it was already a winner, that it cashed. And the Dodgers canceled because Rich Hill did not start, and I had my pitchers listed, so somebody was looking out up there. 76 Buckaroos paid it was supposed to pay like $5,200. I got all excited thinking I won $5,000 on a $76 parlay, but it was ended up being like $3,200 or something when it was all said and done. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it here. I'll show it again later, but I'll show it here. Let's see if I can get it up on the screen here. It's pretty neat. So if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, you should, because this is the type of stuff you get to see. As you can see, it's kind of hard to blurry, but I had Penn State minus the points. I was sweating that one. USC on the money line, the Braves money line, Cardinals money line, the Dodgers on the money line, which ended up being a canceled bet because Rich Hill did not start. The Tampa Bay Rays, which was one of our premium plays. The Houston Astros on the money line. The Oakland A's on the money line, who won in extra innings. And early game, the over in the Chicago White Sox game. It was actually 9, but I bought it down to 8. And I actually bet that one. I posted that winner on Twitter as well. So that was my fun money score last night. Here's C-Mac. I'm going to post it on here. Yeah, guys, it was, I don't think I've ever hit a 9-teamer or 8-teamer, hell, a 7 or I've hit a couple 5-teamers, but I don't even think I've ever hit a 6. But I straight skipped the 6 to 7 and went to 8 by virtue of a canceled betting on a 9-teamer. So we'll take it. All right, guys, let's jump right into it again. Congratulations, everybody that tuned into our free play yesterday on the Penn State minus the points. Penn State minus 27.5 when we gave it out. That line actually dropped down to 27. Good morning, Devin. You haven't missed anything. Oh, Russ, sorry to hear you had him on the run line. Yeah, I was all excited when I seen they had a nice lead, and then I seen an update come across the screen that the game was tied. And I was like, oh, good morning, Brian. Curtis, best way to get 10 phone calls a day to stop? Tell them you don't bet anymore. Or actually, tell them they got the wrong number. Tell them you got the wrong number. Brian, go check out my Twitter. You missed a picture of my monster 9-teamer turned into a 8-teamer by virtue of a canceled bet. All right, guys, over at Cappers Direct, we've got a big day planned. Obviously, it is Saturday, game day Saturday. It is our guaranteed Saturday, whereas we give out one huge game every single Saturday that we put a personal guarantee on. I step out and I bet bigger than I normally do, and I normally bet big anyways. But on guaranteed Saturday, guys, we put a full money-back guarantee on the game. If for some reason the game was to miss, which today, guys, it's not. I'm loving this game, absolutely. If it was to miss, you get a full refund, no questions asked. As soon as the game is over, our accounting department starts issuing refunds. Then the neat thing is I mean, it's going to be a huge game. You guys can get it going to our website, cappersdirect.com. Click on the Guaranteed Saturday Play. And I'll post the... there's the link right there. All you got to do is click that link. It'll take you right to it. It's on the website. You get instant access to it. It does cost. It is $150, but we put a full money-back guarantee on it. We do have some specials going on at Cappers Direct. We'll go over that here in a little bit later. Let's jump right into the program. and start breaking down some games. It's going to be a great day today, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. First of all, if you haven't already done so, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. You will see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you're going to see our logo. Please do just hover your mouse over it. It pops up a small little box. Click that box. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way, you get instant notifications each and every single time we go live. And remember, guys, or whenever we post a video, it don't matter if we post a video pre-recorded or a live version. If we post a video, it's got a free play in it. And our free plays hit. We've won 6 out of our last 7. Is it 6 out of our last 7, I think? 6 out of our last 7 free plays. Yes, dating back to last Saturday. We won Saturday on a free play in our daily free play video. We won Sunday. We lost Monday Night Football's free play. We won on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's been a great week for free plays. 4-1 on our free video plays this week. We've won 6 out of our last 7, as I was saying. And today, it's going to be no exception. We're going to keep winning. We gave out a free play in the daily video that we posted yesterday afternoon. If you guys missed that, we're going to go over that here in a little bit. And we'll get you on that game as well. We'll go over that game. We're going to break it down, tell you what we like about it, tell you what we don't like about it, and we'll put you on the correct side if you already don't know what that game is. And we've got some more free plays for you guys, as well as a bunch of leans and some great information. And if you're just tuning into the show, welcome. Yeah, Brian, it was a good hit. I got lucky that the Dodgers game got canceled on the ticket due to Rich Hill not starting. Always got to select that pitchers listed box. I got lucky there. Although I would have been a little pissed if they would have won, but you know, hindsight's 20/20. I'm glad it was a winner. Before we jump into it, start breaking down games. What's everybody like this morning? Who's your hot bet for today? Let's see what the viewers are liking this morning. Guys, if you're watching this, please do. If you're watching it and you don't have a YouTube account, please do create a YouTube account. That way you can participate in the live chat. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, do us a favor if you haven't already done so. Please do hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we put in to bring you guys free winning predictions 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I know I certainly appreciate when I don't run the YouTube account or the comments on it. I just get to play on it. Occasionally I get to comment on it, but that ain't my job, and they know my open mouth will just piss more people off than probably make happy to some of these comments we get. But please do hit that thumbs up button. I know I like seeing all the likes and all the comments and all the feedback. It don't matter if it's constructive criticism, negative, positive. If you guys leave comments, I do read every single one of them, so I do appreciate it. I may not personally reply to all of them, but I do read them. David, we're going to go over Betterx and who he stepped out on this morning here in a little bit. C-Mac likes Western Michigan. Victor likes North Texas. Ew. I don't know if I can root for you on that one, Victor, and I'll tell you why here in a little bit. Russ likes Buffalo and TCU. Victor likes Appalachian State. Gary likes West Virginia, minus the points. Marcus likes Virginia Tech. Darren likes Iowa State. Some TCU fans. Wisconsin up there. Jason, yeah, some crazy asshole definitely told you to slam the West Virginia game. Absolutely. Yeah, I can't believe that one. All right, guys. Game day morning. Let's start breaking down college football. Let's start talking about the games. Let's start talking about some bets and get you guys on the correct side of the games. All right, guys. I see. Good deal, Jason. I've been betting it too. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. Going over the AP Top 10. If you missed out on Thursdays or you're not paying attention to ESPN, we're just going to run down it real quick and go over this real quick, guys, and then we're going to jump right into the games. But sitting in first, Alabama's got number 22, the 22nd ranked team of Texas A&M at home. Alabama's laying 26. Second in the AP Top 10. Georgia heads to Missouri. Georgia laying 2 touchdowns, minus 14. Number 3, Clemson at Georgia Tech. Another road team, heavy favorite. Clemson laying 15 as of the other day. I know that line has already changed. Number 4, Ohio State's got Tulane at home. Ohio State laying some big points. Minus 37. Infamous Weiner, thank you, bud. They got me a new microphone for in the office, and I don't have to wear it today. It's a nice little desk-mounted one, and I guess I can turn up the amperage or whatever it is. Jesus, welcome to the show. Steve, welcome to the show. Everybody who's just tuning in, welcome to the show. Back to the AP Top 10 and who they've got this week. Number 5, Oklahoma has got Army at home. Oklahoma laying 31, high spread. Number 6, LSU's got Louisiana Tech at home. LSU laying, I believe, I know it opened at 20.5, and I believe it was down to 19 earlier today when I looked. For some reason, 19 sticking in my head. I'll have to double check on that. Number 7, Stanford's heads up to Oregon to face the 20th ranked Oregon Ducks. Stanford laying just a couple points. Jesus, I'm sure we'll be here at least an hour and a half, 2 hours. Just it seems to be the normal trend when we go live. It seems to be a 2-hour program. Welcome to the show, Ernest. Number 8, Notre Dame heads to Wake Forest. Notre Dame laying a touchdown. We've got an upset alert on that game, guys. Number 9, Auburn facing Arkansas at home. Auburn laying 30 points, another big spread. And then a tie in 10th, Penn State. Penn State sitting in 10th. Obviously, they smashed Illinois yesterday. They were laying 27.5. That was our free play yesterday. So, golf clap to everybody that tuned into our free play yesterday. And was a nice winner for everybody. It wasn't looking good, but it's college football, baby, and it ain't over till it's over in college football. Let me tell you. Jesus, I got mine here, but I might need to take a break here in a little bit. The cup's getting a little low. And then late tonight, the 10th ranked Washington Huskies got the Sun Devils, Arizona State in Washington. Washington laying 17.5 the other day, and we'll get that updated line here in a little bit. Key games that I look forward to really watching today. Number 2, Georgia versus Missouri. Kansas State versus the 12th ranked West Virginia Mountaineers. If you guys already don't know, I put out in our NFL and college football futures package, West Virginia was my pick to win the Big 12. They were plus 1,200 at the start of the season. They're looking great. As of Wednesday, they were their odds went down. They're now or went up. They're plus 600 to win the Big 12. So it's already multiplied. Looking better every day. We gave them out. I bet them. We advised all our clients to be betting West Virginia to win the Big 12. And looking good. I look forward to that game. Jesus, to answer your question real quick, do I like Wisconsin? I do like Wisconsin, but I'm pretty positive we've got them on upset alert, and we'll go over that here in a little bit. and the reason why. Another key game that I look forward to watching, number 17 TCU versus Texas. Another upset alert game right there. And then Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. 15th ranked Oklahoma State. I look forward to watching that game and seeing what happens there. And then later tonight, number 7 Stanford facing off against the 20th ranked Oregon Ducks. Me being a West Coaster, born and raised in Southern California, I am a diehard USC Trojans fan. And I promise you, Trojans was one of our premium plays yesterday. We went 2-1 on our big premium plays. But I promise you, every time we give out the Trojans, it's not just because I like them or I'm a diehard fan. I actually prefer not to bet them. I prefer not to bet the teams that I really like or I'm a diehard fan of. But it came through our system. It came through the entire group over at Cappers Direct. We all broke down the game, and we saw USC winning by 2 touchdowns, and their defense just did not show up. Offense was clicking. JT Daniels showed everybody why the hype is the hype, and their defense just let everybody down. They won by 3. Great win for USC and everybody, but not for covering the spread. 0-4 against the spread this year. I think they're now 3-15 with Clay Helton at the helm in their last 18 games or something like that to cover the spread. Ridiculous. But yes, I look forward to watching Stanford and Oregon. Big Pac-12 matchup. Stanford in the top 10, unbeaten, sitting at 7th. Washington, who's got 1 loss to Auburn, sitting in 10th. A couple spots behind him, so it's good to see a couple Pac-12 teams in the top 10 fighting for a playoff spot early in the year. And unfortunately, being a Trojan fan, I think I have to root for the Cardinals. I think I have to root for Stanford if I want to see a Pac-12 team in the playoffs this year. And I don't think it'll be Washington. I think as long as Stanford gets past Oregon today, which they're gonna have a tough battle up in Eugene, absolutely. But if Stanford can overcome Oregon and the rest of their schedule, and if they win out in the Pac-12, and more than likely they're gonna have either Arizona State or USC in the Pac-12 championship game, and if Stanford wins out in the Pac-12 and they go undefeated, they'll get a playoff spot. They will get a playoff spot. But those are the games. Jason, you're an Oregon alum, but Stanford money line is on your parlay. Yeah, it's hard to bet with your heart. Jesus just asked, do we have any day packages? I'm going to go over our packages. They did not do a one-day package today. However, I'm going to throw it on the website, and because the management ain't here yet. But I just put that one-day package back on there. But we got better than a one-day package, guys. We've got a 3-day premium play package where you can get every single one of the same premium plays that I'm betting. You get them for Saturday, today, Sunday, and Monday. So you get all of our premium plays. It doesn't matter if it's college football or Major League Baseball. If we put it out, you guys will get it. Which it's actually a big, it's a good deal. It's $199 for the 3-day package. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. All of our premium plays, guys. We've got 3 premium plays right now that are looking really, really good. One early game, one afternoon game, one late game, and one of them's a nice dog. But $199 will get you all 3 days. Give me 1 second. We'll see, when customers become our clients, they get my personal cell phone number. You guys are a premium play member. You guys get direct access to me. Filming a video live currently. Oh, Grant, I appreciate you downloading that YouTube and joining us on the live chat. Raven, yes, it's $199 for 3 days of our premium plays. Guys, remember our premium plays are normally $1,000 for a week of our premium plays. And I'll post the link right here in the comments. Right there, you click on that link, guys. That'll take you right to our premium play page. And you can purchase either a 1-day package for $99 or the 3-day package for $199. I just put somebody asked about the 1-day package. It wasn't on there. They weren't planning on doing it, but I just put it on there for you guys. If you guys want a 1-day package, it's there. Or if you want the 3-day package, purchase that one. And as an added bonus, anybody that makes a purchase during the live show or within 30 minutes of the live show, I'll throw in our NFL and college football futures package. I mean, it's just a little $10 package, but I'll give you guys all that for free today if you guys purchase either Guaranteed Saturday or one of the other packages on our website. NFL and college football futures package. It'll make you money. We'll be updating it after this week's round of games on Sunday and Monday night. Look for that to be updated Tuesday or Wednesday, where we change some things on there, because I know one of the the NFL teams that we had to win out in one of their divisions is it's not happening. So we adjust it. We leave what we originally had on there, but we put an updated list. Hey Zeus, I'm always feeling like Santa. It ain't my company, so I like giving shit away if I can. If I can help you guys out any way I can, I like doing it. So, but those are the key games that we just went over that I look forward to watching. Curtis, no, I'm not a cat guy. I got 3 dogs already, so and a puppy, 1.5 puppies. One's 1.5 years old, and the other one's 9 or 10 weeks old now. Betterx is at it again, guys. We're going to go over what Betterx bet and see what Betterx is up to. And believe it or not, I almost talked him into coming on the show. He was going to call in this morning, but he decided at the last minute not to. Make a note here to go back to Betterx. But we're going to talk about Betterx here a little bit later in the show. And he did have a monster loss on Houston on the Texans last week, but I know for a fact he's made it up and then some. All right, he's absolutely made it up and then some. And I did confirm. I actually heard it aired live. Somebody else was asking. The director of trading at William Hill, Ed Bogdanovich, they were asking about him. And he's a lifetime winner at William Hill. This guy's firing big. He lost $100K on the Texans last weekend, and he is a lifetime winner over at William Hill. And I have his ticket still here. I never took it off, so that's what he had last week. There was his big loser last week. But I know for a fact he won it back and then some over the course of the week. He took Monday Night Football off after having a big loss on Sunday. And I know he came back strong on college football on Thursday and Friday last night. And he's got some big stuff planned for today for you guys. All right, guys, let's jump right into the program. Clemson versus Georgia Tech. Guys, if you're just tuning in, thank you for tuning in. Please do hit that thumbs up button. Please do give us a like. Let us know that you do appreciate all the hard work. And more importantly, waking up early this Saturday morning. It is bright and early. It is now 6:30. I've been up since 3. I think I went to bed at midnight. All right, guys. Game 337, 338. Clemson facing off against Georgia Tech. Bobby Dodd Stadium at Grant Field, Atlanta, Georgia. When the line opened up, on Clemson. Clemson was laying 15.5. That line is now up to 16. Total on that game opened up at 51, 51, and it is sitting at 52.5 currently. There's been steady line movement. When we filmed our live show on Thursday, the total was a point lower and the side was a half a point lower. Some top team trends between Clemson and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is 21. What are they? 21-12-2 against the spread the last 35 games as a underdog of more than 7 points. Jason Lee just asked, but the $199 for 3-day premium plays is different than the guaranteed Saturday. Yes, Jason. The $199 package for the premium plays is different than the guaranteed Saturday. The guaranteed Saturday is a whole standalone deal. It's one game, and that game is not included as a premium play. So if you want the guaranteed Saturday play, you got to purchase that one separately. We've got 3 big premium plays for today. College football, they're all spread out throughout the day, morning, noon, and evening. So they're all spread out. Guaranteed Saturday is at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 on the East Coast. So you've got plenty of time to get on guaranteed Saturday, and our first premium play starts in 2.5 hours. Georgia Tech, they are a underdog winning team, dating back their last 35 games. If they're a big dog of a touchdown or more, they've covered 21 out of 35 games, 2 of those being pushes. All right, 21-12 as a big underdog of over 7 points or more. Can they hang with Clemson? We're going to find out, Clemson is 3-0 straight up and 0-3 against the spread. Key note there, Clemson has not covered a spread this year. Georgia Tech is 1-2 straight up, as well as 0-3 against the spread. Georgia Tech hasn't covered a spread. Is this going to be the day? Head-to-head trends on Clemson and Georgia Tech. The home teams are 7-1 straight up and 6-1 against the spread the last 8 between Clemson and Georgia Tech head-to-head series. So if you're going to base this off of, not looking at any stats, but if you were just basing this off of trends, one thing that you would find is that, 1, the home team wins, and 2, Georgia Tech as a big dog covers the spread more times than not if they're laying, if they're getting more than 7 points or more. Clemson facing teams like Furman. Yeah, that line was high. I think it was like 51 or 52. They didn't cover. They won by 41. Against Texas A&M, laying 11.5. They win by 2. Almost an upset in week 2. Georgia Southern, they were laying 32. They won 38-7. Close, but no cigar. Grant just asked, what's the line typically for a guaranteed Saturday play? Grant, every week is different. I mean, we've had dogs. We've had small favorites. We had Iowa minus, what were they, -3 or -4 a couple weeks ago when they played Iowa State. We had West Virginia when they were laying week 1 of college football, when they were laying, what were they laying? I think they were laying a touchdown and a half. And they absolutely blew them out. But it's a typical line for guaranteed Saturday. It's a big variation, but generally speaking, you're not going to see one of those high college football spreads like Oklahoma laying 31 points. Not on a guaranteed Saturday play. Juan, hello to Mexico and all of Mexico, as well as everybody else that's tuning in wherever you are, here, there, United States, overseas. I know we got people that watch in Germany, England, Russia. Welcome everybody, especially Mexico. A bunch of you guys have actually reached out to me on Twitter and sent emails. Mike, good morning. I feel great about today, bud. But back to Grant's question. I don't see us ever giving out a big spread in a guaranteed Saturday game. We like to pick our little spots, and today's game's around a one to two touchdowns. I'm not going to give it away just because there's only a certain amount of games at 4 o'clock. And if I give the specifics, everybody know what side we're taking and all that. But it's anywhere from touchdown to 2. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. But we don't take big spreads. Yes, Mike, thank you. I was wondering which Mike sent me the text message. Good hit last night on your parlay, bud. Good hit on your parlay. Back to some top team trends between Georgia Tech and Clemson. Clemson is just 2-4-1 against the spread their last 7 games against high-scoring teams, averaging 32 points per game or more. All right, guys. Clemson averaging Georgia Tech averaging 32.7, so they're just past that. So we're going to see if Clemson can hang with them. Clemson is 8-0 on the under their last 2 years against decent passing defenses, yielding less than 6.5 yards per attempt. And here's a key note: Georgia Tech only allowing 156 yards per game on average. And as Russ just pointed out, Russ is our live statistician. We need to put him on payroll. Georgia Tech has topped 400 yards rushing in 2 of the 3 games this year. That could help control the clock if they get the run game going. Absolutely, Russ. Juan, you're very welcome, bud, for the free plays. And Mike, yes, he did bet. Betterx did bet. We're going to go over that here in just a little bit on what he bet and give you guys all that information. I actually sat down with him yesterday, so it was... I've got the info. I've got the loot for you guys. Last time they faced off, last October 28th of last year, Georgia Tech did lose to Clemson. It was 24-10. Final line on that game was 2 touchdowns. Clemson was laying 14. It was a push for everybody. Total was 50. That game went under. Their last 2 meetings between the two, dating back to 2016, both games have gone under the total by a massive amount of points. Last year, the total was 50. Total points scored was 24. Year before that, in September of 2016, the total was 57.5, and Clemson beat Georgia Tech on the road 26-7. So we had 34 points there. It did go over in 2015. Absolutely, Mike. Just give me a call whenever you're ready, bud. I do appreciate, guys. If you want to send me your guys' tickets, I love to see them. I love to root for you guys as well. So I like to see when you guys are betting our plays. Or hell, even if you're not betting our plays, you're betting somebody else's plays. I do like to see it. Jay says he's got the game 33-17. Clemson. Clemson winning by 16. Mike, we've got a package for you, bud, whenever you're ready. Clemson gets... Here's the thing with Clemson. They beat Georgia Southern last week. Georgia Southern is a triple threat option team, and they get that again this week in Georgia Tech. It's very rare in college football for one team to face 2 triple threat option teams back to back. And when they conduct their practices, they've got different drill sets that they do for when they're facing teams with a triple option. And that's already in place. The week prior, when they played Georgia Southern, and they beat them 38-7. They've got that all that info right there. It's not like they're getting their defense back in line, to face the triple threat. It's nothing new to those kids. They just practice it all week. The week before, they got it dialed in this week as well, and they had it dialed in last weekend when they won 38-7 against Georgia Southern. And they're prepped, guys. They're prepped and ready to go. And as Russ just said, the Tigers are opening the ACC play on the road, and for the 7th consecutive season. Julio, welcome to the show, bud. Clemson held Georgia Southern last week to 83 yards of rushing. All right? That was on 43 attempts. So 43 attempts, Clemson held Georgia Southern to 83 yards on the ground. Now, it's Georgia Southern. They're not anything to sweat or worry about. They held them to 7 first downs as well. Clemson's got Syracuse next week in Death Valley. and what will probably, be an undefeated ACC matchup. And, here's the thing. If Clemson's looking ahead, if they're looking towards next week until their, big game against Syracuse, and yeah, it's Syracuse, but, Syracuse comes to play against Clemson, and I see no different this week looking ahead at a week. If Clemson gets caught looking ahead and worrying about next week, and we see it all the time. We see it every year. Teams get caught looking ahead and thinking about their big game the following week. They got a big undefeated matchup that will mean everything to their season. It could be anybody's game, and Georgia Tech's history of covering the spread as more than a touchdown as a dog. Do they win that game outright? I doubt it. I really doubt it. I think it'll be a low-scoring affair. Just for some of these reasons. The Clemson offense averaging 287 yards in the air while rushing 226 on average over 3 games on the ground. The Georgia Tech offense only averaging 118 yards in the air. However, they're absolutely pounding the run game on their first 3 games of the season. But you got to look. I mean, they played Alcorn State. Then they played South Florida and Pittsburgh. All right, guys. So Georgia Tech's been running the ball against some pretty decent defenses, and they're averaging 393 yards of rushing per game over 3 games. It's going to be a good matchup. Clemson defense only giving up 179 yards on average per game in the air and only 89 yards on the ground. So, the Clemson D, one of the best defensive fronts in college football, limiting their opposition. I mean, they've got Furman that they smashed, Texas A&M and Georgia Southern. So the only real competition they played was Texas A&M, and which put them on upset alert late 2 weeks ago. But they've been stingy to the other team's run game. Clemson's held the other teams in check when it came to running the ball, but they've got a Georgia Tech team who is absolutely pounding the run game, averaging 393 yards on the ground. So I look forward to seeing what Georgia Tech can do, and if Georgia Tech can control the game and establish a run game and put up, 300, 400 yards on the ground against a Clemson defense that's giving up less than 280 yards a game, 260 yards a game, 270 yards a game. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great matchup. Georgia Tech's defense on the other side ain't no slouch. So far, 3 games against, Alcorn State, who they beat 41-0. So, they controlled that game. Then, they lost their last 2 games against South Florida and Pittsburgh. Not losing by much. And, even with those their 2 losses, the Georgia Tech defense only allowing 156 yards on average in the air and 146 yards on the ground. So, averaging just over 300 yards per game in offense. So, I look where Clemson's averaging, 500 yards a game. So, I do like this. I do like this game. The more I see, and as Russ just pointed out, here's a key stat: Clemson quarterback Bryant exited the game, their last game with a chest injury. He is expected to play today. From what I heard earlier, I was told he will be playing, and he'll go off without a hitch. But if I had to bet this game based on everything that I see, the numbers don't lie. I would be, if it was me, I'd be taking the points. I would definitely be taking the points with Georgia Tech getting 16. That line's up to 16. Now, that game's a 12:30 game. You got to remember, Clemson is a public betting team. All right? The public absolutely hammers Clemson. And let's take a look at where that money is right now. Let me take a look at where that money is on that game right now. Game 337. This is why I would wait to bet it, okay? Let's see here. All right, let me find where that money is at for game 337. Normally, Normally it's all in a row, and today it wants to be... There we go. Line opened at 17. It dropped to 15.5 almost instantly. The public has bet it up to 16. Then they bet it up to 16.5 where it's sitting at currently. And here's the kicker, guys. 79% of the people, the public, this is public betting, this is not sharps, okay? 79% of the public is betting Clemson and laying the points. That game does not start until 12:30 West Coast time, all right? 3:30 on the East Coast. Afternoon game. I would personally wait till this line goes up. It's going to go up. More than likely, it'll hit 17, maybe 17.5. And if the public keeps pounding Clemson, which they do, Clemson is a public betting team. It's like the Patriots. Everybody's going to bet the Patriots. Everybody's going to bet Green Bay. Everybody's going to bet the Eagles. All right? Every single week. The public is going to pound them. It's like the Cowboys. The public's going to pound the Cowboys. I would personally wait. I like it at 16. I like that game at 16. But I like it even better where it opened up at 17. And it's 16 all across Vegas right now. The Westgate, MGM Mirage Properties, William Hill, the Wynn, CG Technologies, and the Station Casinos. I do see offshore. It is slowly moving offshore for you guys that are betting in offshore books. The juice on it is actually going up just a little bit. Sportsbook AG just moved it to 16.5. Okay, guys? So I would personally wait until the afternoon to bet this game, and then I would be betting my personal lean on that is Georgia Tech. I know on Thursday I talked about Clemson, and but I said, if I had to lean on Thursday, but once I dove into the game more and started doing the information that I do, not just the first take, but I would definitely take a nice hard look at Georgia Tech as a nice lean, as well as the under on that game. Yeah, Lamont, I like Georgia Tech plus the points. I like it at 16, and I honestly think that line's going to go higher today. I really do. I think that line's going to go higher today before kickoff, just because Clemson's a publicly bet team. They, the public hammers Clemson. There's already 79% of the public on it. They're going to keep moving that line up. Vegas wants you to bet Clemson tonight. I promise you that much. With the public betting on Clemson, Vegas wants you to bet Clemson. Sean just asked, can I do the Purdue game next? Let me see what's on our list here. I don't even know if I have Purdue on here, but I know I actually have it on here to talk about. I don't know if I have a full breakdown of it. I don't have the full breakdown on it, but we'll go over that here in a little bit. We will talk a little bit about Purdue as well. Thank you, Curtis. Curtis just said if I come to San Antonio, he's making stuffed peppers today. Jesus just asked, are the Sharps betting Clemson? No. There's more tickets coming in on Clemson. However, they're smaller dollar amounts. So that just shows you that it's the public. The bigger money and less tickets are coming in all on Georgia Tech. That's why that line dropped from 17 to 15.5 earlier in the week. When that line first came out, it was at 17. The Sharps hammered it and moved that line to 17.5. And now the public is moving that line back up. So, you can't always pay attention to the Sharps. But in this case, I think you can. I do think the Sharps got this one right in Georgia Tech plus the 16 or more. I mean, they bet it earlier in the week at plus 17. So my personal leans on that game are Georgia Tech plus the points and the under. All right, guys, moving right along. Upset alert game. Upset alert game. Early morning upset alert game. All right, guys. Notre Dame versus Wake Forest. Upset alert game. This game is going to be good. I honestly think this game is going to be good. Notre Dame heads to Wake Forest, BB&T Field. Jesus, no, I did not go over Ohio State. We did not go over that game. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, guys, 12 o'clock Eastern, 9 here on the West Coast. Game number 343 and 344 for betting purposes. When that line came out, that line had Notre Dame laying a touchdown. All right. On Thursday when we did the live show, I had it on the list, but we did not talk about it. We ran out of time. Notre Dame was still laying a touchdown. That line is now down to 6.5 in most spots, and 7 in a few spots here in Vegas, but at even money, so they're getting ready to switch it. MGM Mirage, the Winds, still have Notre Dame laying a touchdown. So if you're looking at the underdogs here, and you should be looking at the underdogs, I would be getting that bet in because the not just the Sharps. The Sharps are on Wake Forest plus the points on this game, and we're going to break it down and tell you why here in just a second. The opened at 58 when the line came out on Thursday. When we did our program on Thursday, it jumped up to 60.5. It was overinflated. The public was just hammering it, thinking, "Oh, that game's for Wake and Notre Dame. Notre Dame's explosive offense." Yeah, they were last year. Okay, they were last year. They bet that total up quick. Little by little, they bet it up to 60.5, and that total now is back down to 59 at the Westgate, 59 at MGM Mirage. So they're pushing the total back down, push it down just a point. Notre Dame is 3-0 straight up, 1-2 against the spread. Wake Forest is 2-1 straight up and 0-3 against the spread. Can Wake Forest get their first cover against the spread today? It's going to be a challenge, but I think Wake Forest can do it today. Some top team trends between Notre Dame and Wake. Wake Forest is 13-2 against the spread. Their last 15 games revenging a loss. All right, guys. Key note there. 13-2 against the spread when revenging a loss. All right. Notre Dame did beat them last year, 48-37. It was a 15.5 point line. They did not cover it. All right. The game went over, but they did not cover it. Notre Dame is just 1-4 against the spread. Last year, in the last 2 years, as an AP top 10. All right. So when Notre Dame's ranked in the top 10 of the AP polls, they're just 1-4 against the spread. All right. So not a good covering team this year, or the last 2 years when they're ranked in the top 10. Wake Forest is 17-4-2 on the under at home against inefficient offenses, averaging more than 15.3 yards per point. Sorry, I was reading comments. The last game went over on this. However, 3 out of the last 4, dating back to 2011, 3 out of their last 4 meetings, the game has gone under. Head-to-head trends between these two. Notre Dame is 4-0 straight up, but 1-3 against the spread versus Wake Forest. Before heading home, Jason, appreciate it, bud. It's gonna be a good day. You just got on Guaranteed Saturday, and you did. You did. I know you're gonna like that one. Please don't post it. Get me in trouble for going live on a Saturday and somebody posts it. But thank you. And then I think Sok, if that's how I pronounce your name, Sok, you just signed up on the website. I can see that. And it's going to be a good day if you're watching, bud. All right, let me go back to this screen here. Hey, guys, like that parlay Lamont, but I think Kyle likes Texas. Jay, we're going to go over that game, and that might be another upset alert game on our radar. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish, they head to Wake Forest for their first road game of the year. Opened up 3 games at home against Michigan, beating Michigan 24-17 first week. Then they barely escaped with an 8-point win over Ball State. Came out sluggish, and they never got anything going. They were laying 34 points, and they won by 8. And then last week, barely escaped Vanderbilt at home, laying just under 2 touchdowns. They won 22-17. Notre Dame has won all 3 games this year by 8 points or less. All right. So either they're going to have a breakout game where they actually cover a spread, or the other team's going to cover. It's only going to go one way or another today, guys. Notre Dame, no doubt, Notre Dame is definitely looking to next week, where the senior class has never beat the Stanford Cardinals, and head coach Bill Kelly is just 2-6 against Stanford. Notre Dame has a big game at home next week against the number 7th ranked Stanford Cardinals, and I promise you, they're not thinking they're going to have any trouble with Wake Forest, and they're thinking about next week. They got a big game at home next week, and you know Stanford's on their mind. Stanford being another top 10 ranked team, and you know you got that look ahead factor. You definitely have that look ahead factor. Wake. I can't talk this morning. Wake suffered their first loss last week to Boston College, losing 41-34. But they had 512 yards of offense, guys. They lost to Boston College by a touchdown last week at home. All right, they were getting 6 points, and they lost by a touchdown. And they had 512 yards of offense last week. Absolutely insane. Suspended quarterback, from what I've heard, the Wake Forest suspended quarterback, Kendall Hinton, is supposed to be back this week against Notre Dame. From everything that I heard up until last night and early this morning, Kendall Hinton will be playing for Wake Forest against Notre Dame. The Notre Dame offense averaging just 201 yards in the air and 165 on the ground game, guys, whereas Wake Forest is averaging 278 yards in the air and 269 yards on the ground. All right, sorry, reading some comments here. Notre Dame defense, guys, allowing 252 yards in the air and only allowing 107 on the ground. So Wake Forest is a from passing to in the air to the ground game. Wake Forest has had it covered this year, so far, anyways, over 3 games, and I look forward to seeing what they're able to do against the Notre Dame defense. Wake Forest defense, they didn't get murdered in the air. Luckily for them, Notre Dame's only been averaging 201 yards in the air per game. Wake's been giving up on average 311 yards per game in the air and only 146 on the ground. So luckily for them, you know, what they're allowing on the ground is on par for what Notre Dame's been averaging. And if Wake can contain the Notre Dame passing game and keep the run game in check, I like Wake not only to cover the spread at +7, but to get a big win at home against Notre Dame and bump them, knock their undefeated season right out of the park. But yes, I do like, as a nice lean, I like Wake Forest. I like it at 7. If you were to bet it now, I would definitely be taking it at either 7 or buying it up a half a point to 7. It's Notre Dame's first road game. They're comfortable playing at home, and they're barely winning at home. And if you can't win at home, it's even tougher to win on the road. And if you can't cover at home, I don't look on the road either. I could be completely off on this game. I honestly don't think I am. And let me see if anybody's got this. I got a consensus report here. I can tell you this: Matt Yeomans is on Wake Forest. Dave Tully is on Wake Forest. The power ratings on this game, if you factor in all the power ratings, it leans to Wake Forest. The effective strength rating leans to Wake Forest. All right, the Betterx rating links straight to Wake Forest. Anybody have this as their best bet? Let me see here. No, nobody's got it on as their best bet, but I don't see anybody on the consensus report that's on the sharp side taking Notre Dame at all. I've got Wake Forest plus the 7, and I look forward to seeing that game. Bright and early, guys. 9 a.m. That game's in 2 hours, hour and 59 minutes. Look forward to seeing that, and hopefully I am correct, and Notre Dame's on upset alert. Next week to Stanford, and Wake takes care of business today, guys. All right, moving right along. We're going to move right into an evening game. I don't know what. Normally they go in order, but Curtis, I don't use a website for the public money. There's websites like Vegas Insider or Don Best or Scores and Odds where you can sometimes see, but the information there is usually a decent amount different than what I have access to. We've got a business subscription to a line service. That way I can see instant line movements when, the moment they happen, I can be notified when they're going from casino to casino. That way either myself, I can go bet them, if I'm headed to go bet them at a certain casino. If the line moves to a line somewhere else, I've got access to it, as well as the public money and the sharp money. But it's not on a website. It's something that we log into. Gustavo, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Appreciate the comments, guys. Guys, we got about 100 people watching live Saturday morning. I know it's early. I do thank you guys all for tuning in live. I really do, guys. One day we'll get this show up to par for what we do on Thursdays. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Sean, thanks for tuning in. If you guys haven't already done so, please do hit that thumbs up button. Give us a thumbs up on the video. Let us know you appreciate the hard work that we do to bring you guys free winning plays 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Speaking of free plays, we have our free daily play video 6 out of the last 7 days. And we're going to win one again today. That we gave out in yesterday's video here in just a bit. We're going to break that one down as well. But if you haven't already done so, please do give us a thumbs up. Also, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. You guys can do that. You don't have to leave this video. You can keep watching and listening to the video and looking at my ugly mug. All you got to do is hover your mouse. If you're on a computer, hover your mouse, or if you're on your phone, the little logo in the bottom right-hand corner, if you hover your mouse over it, it's going to pop up a little subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. You'll be automatically subscribed. Remember, guys, anytime we go live or pre-recorded video, we've got a free play in it. I don't waste your guys' time to make a video and say, hey, come watch our guaranteed Saturday play. It's or guaranteed Saturday video and hype, a sales pitch, and there'd be nothing in there. Yeah, we're going to talk and we're going to have a sales pitch for you guys. Because obviously, Campus Direct pays me to do the videos, pays me to be here. So obviously they want to talk about what they've got going on there. It pays their bills, which pays me. On the game. So if you guys don't sign up, doesn't affect me, affects them, but doesn't affect me. I'm betting the games. I'm betting my own private plays no matter what. But please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you get automatic notifications every time we post a video or go live. And also, if you're on your phone, just turn that phone to the sideways. All right, guys, turn your phone from here to there. See a subscribe button. Just click that subscribe button, and you'll be good to go, and you'll be on your way to getting those notifications every time we post a video. All right, guys. So the last one that we gave out Wake Forest plus the points. I kind of like the under in that game, but I like Wake plus the 7 plus the touchdown a lot more. All right, next on the list, excuse me, Stanford and Oregon, number 7 in the AP top 10. 3-0 Stanford heads to Eugene today to face the 20th ranked Oregon Ducks. That game's going to be televised on ABC. It's a 5 o'clock West Coast game, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. Hootie by night, yes. After this, we will go over. Hold on, let me see how many more before we got Betterx. Jesus, this show's running long today. All right. Betterx is down in the program, but what I'll do is I'll go over Betterx after this one. After this game, we'll go over what Betterx bet, and I'll give you all that good information, all that juicy information on everything that he's bet so far, and because I know he's got one of the games early. Alrighty, Stanford versus Oregon, game 355 and 356. for betting purposes. Line opened up. When that line came out earlier in the week, Oregon was favored by 1.5 against Stanford. Yes, Oregon was favored over Stanford at home by 1.5. Now, that line has done a complete about-face big time, all right? They opened up as a 1.5-point favorite. They are now getting 2.5 points, all right? When we filmed this video, or when we filmed our Thursday show live on this last Thursday, Oregon was now getting 2 points. They're getting 2.5 now, all right? So we've seen a 4-point swing on that Oregon line, opening up as a 1.5-point favorite all the way down to a 2.5-point dog. And let's just take a look, see if I can pop up the where the money is on this game, see if I can find it anyways. Normally it's in order for me, but it's it seems not today. Let's see here. Game 355. There we go. 71% of the public is on Stanford, thinking they get the job done. All right, guys. 71% is on public. However, 56% of all moneyline bettors are all taking Oregon on the money line. Thank you, Russ. I do appreciate that. Russ just said, everybody that hasn't hit the thumbs up button, go hit it now. Show Kyle you appreciate all the content. I do appreciate that, Russ. Thank you, guys. And to everybody that has so far, I do appreciate it. Guys, if you're tuning in and you're watching on YouTube and you don't have a YouTube account, please do. Sign up, get a YouTube account, participate in the live chat. Live chat's a lot of fun. It's interactive where you guys get to post questions, ask questions, comment back to other people, post what you guys like. And what you don't like, you know, and if you agree with the information I give out or you don't, guys, I love it all. Constructive criticism, negative criticism, positive comments. I mean, I just see some individual just posted, and we've had a lot of trolls that are coming from another service posting comments on our YouTube channel. I mean, when you've won 6 out of the last 7 days of free plays, I don't know how anybody can be negative. Yeah, our daily free play videos, they've ran 9 to 11 minutes long. I do got to do the promotions for Cappers Direct before I get everybody on a free play. But if you're getting 6 out of the 7 last winning days for free, and then you get a comment like more than Trump and making less sense, I guess if winning ain't making sense to you, buddy, you shouldn't be watching videos. This is why they don't let me reply on YouTube. Somebody else. This is the worst video clip. Well, it's not a clip. It's a whole video. Again, he carries on with absolute crap. Get to the point. None of your sales crap. Well, if you don't want sales crap, go watch somebody else's video where they lose. If you want somebody who's actually betting the games, you're in the right place. Talk too damn much, bro. I'm not your bro. Demontre. Jesus Christ, it's like watching butter churn. Dude, I love this. I love watching it. It don't matter if they're negative comments or positive. I get a crack up looking at them all. I wish some days they just let me go to town on these guys with my replies, but it's probably a good thing. Absolutely. As Infamous Weiner said, it's pronounced Infamous Weiner. We learned that last week. Everybody's on Wisconsin. Don't sleep on Bucky. It's bounce back week. Absolutely. I do agree. Screw the trolls, but you know what? I appreciate every single one of them. All right, back to business. Number 7, Stanford facing off against Oregon. Line is already up to 2.5, favoring Stanford now. Total on that game opened up at 56. The total is now at 57. It was at 56.5 when we filmed on Thursday as well. Stanford is 3-0 straight up, just 2-1 against the spread. Absolutely, Mike. They're just mad they ain't making money. Man, well, we'll go over that here in a little bit. Give you guys a little lean on that game. I do appreciate it, Mike. Oregon is 3-0 and just 1-2 straight up. Princess Chachu just said, take Stanford minus the 2.5. Stanford is 27-8 against the spread the last 10 years against opportunistic offenses, averaging less than 12.35 yards per point. Oregon is just 4-10-1 against the spread the last 15 games after a straight-up win. Stanford is just 20-5 on the under on the road as a favorite. And as our off-site statistician for our live shows, Russ, just posted, Stanford holds a 48-32-1 lead in the series, including 16 to 13 in Eugene. Stanford is 5-1 against the spread overall. Head-to-head trends over the total is 10-3 in the Oregon-Stanford head-to-head series since 2005. However, last year's game did go over. The three previous times before that, last year's game went under. It was a total of 57. Stanford won 49-7. That game under. The previous 3 years before that, 2014, 15, and 16, those games all went over. 3 out of their last 5 games have gone over. 3 out of the last 5 favorites have covered. Exactly, Ty. I do agree. They're on our channel for a reason. Marcus, Guaranteed Saturday says it's for 2 days because people that purchased it a day early yesterday, if we don't make it for 2 days, they would lose access and they wouldn't be able to go back to it today. So we got a lot of guys that purchase it on Friday. So we do that just so they have access to it today. So, but it is just one day. Guaranteed Saturday is just one play today. All right. 3 out of the last 5 times these teams met, the favorite has won, including the last 2 meetings. Stanford has won both their last 2 games, winning 49-7 last year, 52-27 the year before that, and Oregon won back in 2015. What was it? It was a close game, 38-36. Stanford was predictably sloppy in their early start against UC Davis in a non-covering 30-10 win. In their very first game of the season, second game of the season, first game of the season against, San Diego State. They were laying 14.5. They did cover. Last week they were laying 30 against UC Davis, and they came out sloppy after a big win against USC. They only won 30-10 last week. Started off slow, but they got the job done. But they did not cover the 30 points that they laid. By theory, Stanford is not an explosive offense. Cali Niner, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Jim H., take a hard look at the Iowa State-Akron game. That will be a 45-17 game, Iowa State, and the over 48. I do agree, buddy. I do agree, Jim. Mike is correct. He's never given us a dime. He's never paid anything to the company, and we definitely help him out, make you guys some money. Oregon was similarly sloppy. Man, I can't talk this morning. Against San Jose State and their 35-22 win last week. Oregon had a 41-point spread to cover, 41.5-point spread to cover, and they won 35-22. There's a lot of unknowns on the Oregon side. Head coach Mario Cristobal he's never been in a big game. A game of this magnitude. He's never been up, in this in this scenario against a Stanford ranked number 7. Jim H., we're going to go over Betterx very shortly, right after this breakdown. Everybody wants to know about Betterx after his huge monster loss last Sunday. We'll go over that here shortly. The head coaching advantage here. It's the head coaching experience, especially coaching in big games. That's the advantage on the actual coaching side is leaning towards Stanford. The Ducks made easy work of very soft programs, where Stanford dispatched USC 17-3 and San Diego State 31-10. I will tell you this: USC's had some tough losses this year against Stanford and Texas, they came out sloppy. They still have not picked up their defense, and everybody knows I'm a big USC fan. I probably know more about USC than any other team, just because they are my personal favorite team. But the USC offense, they're not top team in the league, but they're for real, and they showed it last night. They fixed their defensive problems. They could give the rest of the Pac-12 a hard time this year. Yes, Curtis, I do think to an extent prior years do play a big factor in college football. Hold on one second. This is a call I think he just purchased. Cappers Direct.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I just bought, I was watching Kyle's show. I got the guaranteed Saturday thing.
Yep, you're actually talking to Kyle. I'm actually recording. We're still live, but nobody can hear you.
Oh.
I saw the phone. Oh, hey, what's going on, Jason?
Yeah. What's up, buddy? Yeah, this is talk. So I also bought the 99-day premium here, but then I don't know where to look at it.
Give me as soon as we're done, I'll call you back. I'll tell you how to navigate the site. Once you learn it once, it's the easiest thing in the world. Okay. Sorry, but okay. All right, bye. So that went from sorry about that, guys. That went from a viewer to a caller in, and he thought he was going to get somebody else in the office. 4 minutes. They're slowly rolling in here. I see lights on in somebody else's office. JSN, I like Wake Forest. Oh, I guess Brandon says they can't hear you. Sorry about that, Jason. I didn't have it on speaker. I guess that microphone right here picks it up. See, we are a real company with real clients. Contrary to what the competition says, we don't sell any packages. Ha! Hardly. All right, back to the game. Where do we leave off? Stanford. They beat a solid USC program who just didn't have their offense clicking. They came out sloppy last week against UC Davis. I do think they've been looking ahead, but they can't look ahead to next week. And that's the same thing we talked about with Notre Dame against Wake Forest. If Stanford is thinking about week against Notre Dame, they're in trouble. So hopefully they don't. I'm rooting for Stanford in this game. I don't have a lean on this one, but we'll talk about that here in a second. Stanford is averaging 26 points per game. Oregon is averaging 51.7 points per game. Stanford has only been allowing stingy defense on the point scoring side, 7.7 points per game. They gave up 10 against San Diego State, 3 against USC, and 10 last week against UC Davis. Oregon, on the other side, has been allowing 20 points per game. Stanford averaging 243 yards in the air and 115 on the ground. As Russ just pointed out, Love missed the last game with a knee injury, and he is expected to suit up today against Oregon. Oregon offense averaging 289 yards in the air, 214 on the ground. The Stanford defense being stingy, only allowing 196 yards in the air and 105 on the ground. Oregon defense allowing 226 yards in the air and controlling teams, which keep in mind who they've played so far. They've played Bowling Green, Portland State, and San Jose State. Oregon has not faced any stiff competition, and their defensive line has only allowed 77 yards average rushing per game. I do like the defensive matchup in this game, but it is Oregon. It is Oregon. And Jake, where's your comment? Jake, there's a bunch of comments, and I'm paying attention to the screen, but I'm not seeing all the comments. So if I miss your comment, All you got to do is just ask it again or wait a little while till I'm back at the screen. I don't always have the YouTube screen up. I'm not staring at YouTube when I film with you guys. Jake just asked, does FSU have a coaching problem? They've got a good amount in talent. No, I think Florida State's got a good coach. Cali Niner, I like Wake plus the 7. If you get it at 6.5, buy it up to 7. That was a nice lean. And as Daniel pointed out, yeah, USC is 17-0 straight up at home. But back to the Stanford-Oregon game, guys. And again, if I miss your comments, I try and comment to everybody that comment back to everybody that asks a question. Obviously, I can't answer all of them. However, if I miss them because I don't see them because I'm not always staring at the YouTube window, just post it again. Wait a couple minutes, post it again. I'm sure I'll see it again. All right, back to that game. Personally, I like the under, but I'm not a big fan of this game as far as the total goes. I don't have an official free play or lean on this game. I do like Stanford, though. Personally, I do like Stanford. I will probably put a little private play on it. But I like Stanford to get the job done. I think Stanford is the better team all around. Offense, defense, and coaching side, and special teams. I think Stanford gets the job done, so if I had to put a lean on it, I'd put it on Stanford. But, I do like the under, but I'm afraid to do anything on the under. So no lean really on the under. If I had to bet it, if you guys made me bet the over and under, I'd bet the under. But I don't have it. It's not even strong enough for me to make a lean on it, but I do like Stanford. I do see that line going to 3 or 3.5, so if you plan on betting it, I would definitely bet it earlier than later. All right, guys, coming right up, we're going to start talking about Betterx and what he's bet. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes so far, and we've got, let's see, what do we got left on tap for today? There's 1 more, 2 more, 3 more breakdowns, some free plays, some good information, a private play that I got for you guys. And all around, we're going to make you some money today. But before we talk about Betterx and what he's on today after his disastrous $100,000 loss on the Houston Texans last week, we're going to head to this quick 30-second video that always makes me laugh. And then we'll be right back to discuss it and get you guys on some more games. All right, we are back. We are back, and it's time to make everybody some more money. All right, next up on the list, moving right along. Game number 363 and 364, Kansas State versus West Virginia. This is in our free play video from yesterday. If you guys did not watch that video, then you don't know about our specials. And if you don't know about our specials, we're going to talk about them right after this one. But first, I did promise Betterx. So we're going to go over Betterx and what he bet here because I did promise you guys that we would discuss that. All right. Betterx is at it again. Everybody knows he had a big, big loss last week. If you did not see that ticket, give me a second. I'm popping up some information here. Here we go. Alrighty, pop up this window, the filming window. Let's see if we can get that ticket to show up here, guys. For everybody just tuning in, this was Betterx's disastrous of a play last week. He took the Texans. He laid it large. So he has made up his money. He took Monday off, Tuesday off, Wednesday off. He came back with Thursday. He is not playing baseball right now. He is only playing college and pro football. He came back. He won his money back Thursday and Friday. I was told he won yesterday. I knew what he had on Thursday. Sean just asked, Georgia covers, or do I like the over more? Do we have that game on here? No, I don't think we do. I like Georgia. Georgia's a good team. I'm still yet to see how real they are this year and if they're going to be able to hang with Alabama. I do think they cover the total. I'm not sure if it on the total side, but I think Georgia covers the 2 touchdowns. But Missouri's going to play them tough. Curtis, I try and handle it all. I see little things pop in from people making a comment on YouTube or the comments in the live chat. I try and pay attention to you guys and you guys only right now during the live. But, if my phone rings, I'll answer it. I'll send a client a text message. The one I texted earlier, he's looking to get on the guaranteed Saturday play. I can't name his name, but he is a prior NFL player. Believe it or not, we have a client list of ex-NFL players. Let me specify that. Ex-NFL players, Major League Baseball players, and a handful of ex-NHL hockey players who are all our clients. Some pretty popular ones in their days, too. They trust us with their... And these guys are experts. They've been playing all their life. College football national champions. We've got a couple of those. We've got a Super Bowl winner on as a client. And a whole bunch. But, they trust us. And long term, we've been winning for them. But anyways, back to Betterx and what he is up to. Princess Chachu, hold on. You just asked about Pete Rose. Hold on. I apologize if I knocked the camera. Hold on. You just asked about... Oh. Hold on. Good old Pete. Mr. Castro just asked, can he ask who Betterx is? He is a bettor who wants to remain anonymous. I know him. He is a personal acquaintance of mine who's a huge, huge bettor. But first, here's the certificate. It is real. Somebody just asked about Pete Rose. I don't know if you guys can see this one, but hold on. Oh, this way. There we go. So you ask about Pete Rose. Oh, and there's a certificate. Pete Rose, I'm sorry I bet on baseball. It's like my prized possession on my desk. Besides the Johnny Walker Blue Label. Doing this, you get to meet some interesting individuals, ex-professionals, professional athletes, and industry people. LGZ, we haven't gone over Betterx, but we are right now. Who is he? I can't tell you his name. I can tell you he's about 6'3". All right, I can tell you he's about 6'3", and he's very successful betting on games. He is a lifetime winner at the William Hill Sportsbook. Ed Bogdanovich, the director of training there, went on another program earlier in the week and confirmed he is a lifetime winner. I did get to sit down with him Thursday. Karen. I'll tell him you said that. I did sit down with him Thursday. I know what he bet. As of met with him Friday, yesterday. I know what he bet as of yesterday. First one. He's on a morning game, guys. But the line has drastically already changed. Let me see here if I could pop up that line when we're talking about it. Game 339 and 340. Ohio versus Cincinnati. Line on that game is at 10 when it opened. That line dropped to 7. All right. When it was at 7 yesterday, he made a $50,000. It was 55 to win 50 on Cincinnati minus the 7. When that line dropped to 7, he bet it 50K to win 55K to win 50 on Cincinnati minus a touchdown. That line is already back up to 7.5 everywhere, courtesy of him yesterday. If you notice, a lot of these sharps, they wait until a line goes a certain direction, and then they hammer it. They absolutely hammer it when it gets to where they want it or they need it to be. So Cincinnati minus a touchdown was his first. And then his second, because he's got 2 today, and he's bet them both straight up and a parlay. I'm trying to pop up the line here on the game, if I could ever find it. So like when you guys are posting comments right now, I can't see YouTube right now. I've got that window closed because I've got our live odds program up. Trying to find the live odds of this game. There it is. Later tonight, 381, 382, Army versus Oklahoma. Line opened up at 32. It dropped to 31. And he hammered them yesterday at minus 31. He bet the exact same on that. Yes, College Game Day makes a rare appearance on the West Coast visiting a Pac-12 team. So, Cincinnati minus a touchdown, and his personal favorite, Oklahoma minus 31. And he bet that 50K large as well, and then he's got 30K between the two of them. 30K on a parlay between the two. Nope. As far as I know, it was not that game. Unless he's bet another one. Betterx has two bets and a parlay. Cincinnati minus the 7. That starts in an hour and 25 minutes. And Oklahoma later on this evening. Those are his 2 big games today. All right, guys, everybody that's tuning in, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you get the automatic updates each and every single time we go live. Or a pre-recorded video. You get those updates. When we put out a video, we've got a free play in it. JSN, we're going to go over my personal play here in just a few. But first, we're going to break down our free play, which was in our free play video yesterday. All right, guys, we posted this video yesterday on YouTube. It was our free NCAA college football ATS pick for Saturday, as well as guaranteed Saturday information. We posted it yesterday afternoon, and I think it's a good one. We've won 6 out of our last 7 daily free play videos, and today we'll make 7 out of 8, all right? Today we'll make 6 days straight of winning, hopefully, and I really do believe it. I love this pick. I love this play. Kansas State heading to West Virginia to take on the 12th-ranked Mountaineers. Milan Puskar Stadium, Morgantown, West Virginia, 3:30 on the East Coast, 12:30 on the West Coast. Game will be televised live on ESPN. Game 363 and 364 for betting purposes. All right, guys, if you're looking for that line on your betting site or on the tickers here in Vegas, 363 and 364 is the number. When that line came out, West Virginia was favored by 2 touchdowns, all right? And I missed the boat on this one. I'm not a big early bettor, but I need to be in some cases. You know, I like to see what happens in practice. Players get hurt in practice, and then you're screwed. My personal opinion is I don't hedge. So, you know, if I bet something, I don't hedge it later on. Occasionally, I've taken a middle when I've had an opportunity and try and middle a game. But for the most part, I don't like to hedge. Line opened up. West Virginia was favored by 2 touchdowns, laying 14 points. When we filmed our Thursday Cappers Nation show, West Virginia was laying 16. That line moved all the way to 16. There's been a lot of movement on this line as of right now. The Westgate just dropped it to 15.5 while we're filming this video. It is still 16.5 at all the MGM properties, CG Technologies, William Hill. So we already see it at 16.5 in some spots. However, you can go get a point lower at the Westgate if you're in town. Everywhere else, is either 16 or 16.5. Just making notes here on what the line is when I film. Total on that game opened up at 62. It dropped to 61 earlier in the week. It dropped to 60.5 during the week, and it's still sitting at 60.5 to 61 right now. Kansas State is 2-1 straight up, 1-2 against the spread. One and 2 against the spread. West Virginia 2-0 straight up and 2-0 against the spread. Hurricane stopped them from playing last week, and they had an extra week to prepare for Bill Snyder in Kansas State. Top team trends between Kansas State and the 12th ranked Mountaineers. Kansas State is 7-0 against the spread as an underdog of 14 points or more. I mean, everybody knows Bill Snyder's record as a big underdog. I mean, he flat out covers and upsets as an underdog coach. Does it happen here? I don't know. I don't think so. Absolutely don't think so today. West Virginia is 3-11-1 against the spread the last 15 games against decent passing defenses, yielding less than 6.5 yards per attempt. West Virginia barely won last year, 28-23 in Kansas. The road team was laying 3 points. They were the favorite, and they did win, and they barely covered last year. Kansas State is 19-6 on the over, dating back to the year 2000 against ill-fated teams with a turnover differential of worse than .035 turnovers per game. Head-to-head trends, the under is 6-0 in the last 6 meetings between Kansas State and West Virginia. 6-0 their last 6 games playing each other. Last year, West Virginia headed off to Kansas on the road, topped Kansas State 28-3. Game also went under the posted total of 58.5. Year before that, 2016, West Virginia barely beat Kansas State 17-16 at home. Big difference between the teams 2 years ago for West Virginia and this year. Year before that, 2015, Kansas State topped West Virginia 24-23. Guys, one thing you're going to see here, in their last 4 meetings, West Virginia won by 5, West Virginia won by 1, Kansas State won by 1, and Kansas State won by 6. So the most any team has won in the last 4 years has been by 6. But I don't think that happens this year, guys. As Russ just said, the Wildcats have won 6 of their last 7 Big 12 road games, including a 45-40 victory over the 10th-ranked Oklahoma State last November. Kansas State had its best performance last week, beating UTSA 41-17. Quarterback Skylar Thompson, he went 13 of 18 for 213 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns. He also ran for 66 yards and a touchdown. All right. The Mountaineers, they're coming off an unexpected bye last week because of the hurricane. They've been playing a little under the radar this year. They did not get a lot of public notice before the season started. Myself, I have seen a few other higher-up handicappers, not just the normal little guys that you guys find making videos in their apartments or their wherever they may be making them, their garages, but some sharp individuals, to say the least. All put out watch alerts on West Virginia, including myself, in the beginning of the season to win out in the Big 12. West Virginia is our selection in the NFL and college football futures total, or futures package, to win out in the Big 12. We gave them out before the season started at plus 1,200 to win the Big 12. They're already down to plus 600. Chido, absolutely. Mama's basement. Those guys were all touting Oklahoma to win the Big 12, but keep an eye out on the Mountaineers this year. Quarterback Will Grier, he's so far this year in 2 games. All right, in the 2 games that West Virginia has played, they're 2-0 and 2-0 against the spread. Will Grier is 46 for 60 with 761 yards in the air. He has a 9-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. All right, guys. He's thrown 1 pick to 9 touchdowns so far in 2 games for 761 yards in the air. We already know about Kansas State's head coach Bill Snyder's against the spread history as a big underdog. But in my opinion, today Kansas State does not have what it takes to keep up against the explosive offense and the explosive playmaking of quarterback Will Grier and the rest of the offense of West Virginia. Kansas State is averaging 179 yards in the air as well as 178 on the ground. West Virginia is averaging 382 in the air over 2 games and still pounding the run game, averaging 203 yards on the ground. The Kansas State defense has been limiting teams to 189 yards over 3 games in the air and 201 on the ground. West Virginia's defense has been limiting teams to 164 yards total passing over 2 games. And keep in mind, they've only played Youngstown State, who they smashed 52-17, and Tennessee, who they beat in Week 1 40-14. West Virginia was our guaranteed Saturday play in Week 1 back on September 1st, which was a nice blowout winner for everybody. But the West Virginia defense limiting teams to 164 yards in the air, 132 on the ground. I mean, I do see it's possible for Kansas State to hang into the game for the first half of the game, just like Illinois did last night against Penn State. I can see them hanging in, but in the end, I see West Virginia pulling ahead as the game progresses. I see West Virginia covering the 16 points. I see it being done very easily. I see a lot of points scored, but I don't see as many points being scored by Kansas State, and I don't think Kansas State's able to hang in and cover. And that's why West Virginia is our free play of the day from our free play video yesterday. We gave out West Virginia minus 16 as a free play in yesterday's video. 3:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 Pacific. As Russ just pointed out, in Greer's 13 starts at West Virginia, the Mountaineers are averaging 38.2 yards per contest. But our free play from yesterday's video is West Virginia minus the 16. We have won 6 of our last 7 daily free play videos, and I think it makes it 7 out of our last 8 today. Gary just asked, what was Betterx's bets? You missed it. If you missed what Betterx bet, he fired 50K large on Cincinnati when that line dropped from 10 to 7 yesterday. He hammered Cincinnati, pushed that line up to 7.5 now. He likes it at minus 7. And then he hammered Oklahoma laying 31 points for the same amount. And then he's got a 30K large parlay between the same two teams. Oklahoma laying 31, big spread game, and Cincinnati laying a touchdown. But yes, free play on West Virginia, guys. If you haven't already bet it, I would. All right, next game on the docket that we're going to talk about. We have been rambling for an hour and 47 minutes. Great show so far today, guys. And remember, if you're tuning in, we will be live tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, same time tomorrow. This time, we'll be breaking down the NFL on Sunday. All right, guys? So we'll be breaking down the NFL tomorrow. Today, we're going to finish up the college football JSN. Stick around. I do have a private play for you guys. I think you're going to like it. It's an underdog. All right. Moving along in the program. Upset alert. Upset alert. I need one of those little beeps. Beep, 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 beep. I need to figure out how to get that in here. Sound effects. For when I do upset alerts, I can just hit a button and there'd be some like sound effect or something. TCU versus Texas. TCU versus Texas. Late game, late game, late game. All right, see if I can pop this up here. There we go. 7:30 on the East Coast. Sorry. Wow, my whole screen's screwed up. 4:30 on the East Coast. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium, Austin, Texas. TCU facing off against Texas, guys. Game 379 and 380 for betting purposes. I've seen a lot of you guys post that you like TCU today. Line opened up at minus 2.5. Line has moved since. It's now, they're laying a field goal. TCU laying 3. That total opened up at 51. It is down to 47.5 now. It was 48 when we filmed on Thursday. It's now down another half point to 47.5. I hope I don't make some of you guys unhappy. Daniel, if you get West Virginia at minus 15, absolutely hammer it, buddy. I hope I don't make some of you guys upset with my personal lean on this game. Obviously, I just gave it away with the upset alert. I do have this game on upset alert, guys. TCU is 2-1 against the spread. And 1-1-1. Sorry, 2-1 straight up, 1-1-1 against the spread. Texas is 2-1 straight up and just 1-2 against the spread. Some top team trends. Texas is 6-1 against the spread versus opponents after a game with a turnover margin of +3 or better. TCU is just 5-10 against the spread dating back to the last 15 games against teams with a winning record. All right, guys. Texas is 50-22 on the under their last 72 games as a non-ranked team. Now, head-to-head trends. TCU is 4-0 straight up and against the spread versus Texas. TCU has won the last 4 meetings, and they've covered the spread in the last four meetings that they've played each other. Now, let's go over those lines over the last 4 games that they've played. Last year, TCU was laying 7.5. They covered. Year before that, they were laying 3, and they smashed Texas. The year before that, they were laying 2 touchdowns. They smashed Texas. The year before that, they were getting 5, and they beat Texas. Back in 2014, 48-10. And as Russ just said, by what I just said, TCU has taken their last 4 meetings by average of 30 points. However, last year they won 24-7 or 20. Yeah, they won 24-7 last year. They did cover a 7.5 point spread. The last 3 times these teams met, the games have gone under. The under is 4-1 dating back their last 5 meetings. All right, guys. TCU, they have either pushed or stayed inside the number. I don't know what I'm reading here. I don't know what they put on my notes for me. That ain't correct. The Horned Frogs could never recover from their onslaught, and begs to ask the question, are they going to carry with another hangover trip to Austin? Everybody knows Ohio State last year. All right? Last week. TCU headed off to Ohio State last week. They lost 40-20. The spread was 12. TCU was getting 12. That game pushed. All right? They could never recover last week. Do they have another hangover this week? Another road game, big road game against Texas. Nobody is giving Texas any love. Texas single-handedly dismantled a USC team last week. I know it is only USC, guys, and I know I'm a USC fan. They beat USC 37-14 after being down 14-3. They came back and absolutely smashed USC. They've got wins over Tulsa. They did lose that opening game upset to Maryland, but Maryland was playing for a lot. They held USC to negative 5 yards rushing on 16 attempts. All right, negative 5 yards rushing on 16 attempts. They're allowing only 109 yards on the ground as a Texas defense. The positive momentum and the pressure being off a little after finally getting a big win for the Texas program, combined with the high potential of TCU's hangover this week, in my opinion, makes the Longhorns a very appealing and a good buy as a home team dog. I do like home team dogs. Jeez, phone is blowing up. I do like home team dogs, generally speaking. TCU averaging 239 yards of offense in the air, 228 on the ground over 3 games. Texas is averaging 245 in the air and 181 on the ground. The TCU defense has been limiting teams to 185 yards in the air and 132 on the ground, whereas the Texas defense has been limiting teams to 250 in the air and 109 on the ground. As far as a lean on this game, guys, I like Texas. I do like Texas today, plus the 3. They're getting 3 points right now as an upset alert. I do like Texas. A small little sprinkle on the money line. I think Texas has what it takes to get the job done if TCU gets caught sleeping. If they come back with a vengeance and bounce back from a disappointing loss last week to Ohio State, it's very possible. TCU is a decent program. They could definitely, cover a 3-point spread. But I think Texas gets the job done. TCU looking ahead, they've got Iowa State next week. The week after that, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Kansas, which is nothing. Then Bill Snyder and Kansas State. Then they got West Virginia in the middle of November. Baylor, Oklahoma State. TCU's got a tough schedule. As Russ just pointed out, Longhorns quarterback Sam Ehlinger was only 15 of 33 passing against USC, but he did throw for a pair of touchdowns. I look for a better game from Sam Ehlinger in the air this week over what he produced against USC last week. But, guys, Texas is getting no love from the betting public. The public is all over TCU. Let me see real quick if I can pop up where the money is on this game. Let me see if I can get it real quick. See if I can find it. I don't know why it's not organized. Normally it's organized by team number, but today it's not. So it's making me search. Looking to see what the percentage of the public is as of right now. All right, 379 and 380. 71% of the public. The public money is all coming in on TCU. That's why you're seeing that line go from 3. It dropped to 2.5 when the Sharps bet it earlier in the week. And now it's back up to 3, guys. And public is hammering not only the over. 73% of that game all have the over, as well as 71% of the public betting. A lot more smaller tickets on TCU. Same thing with the money line. There's a lot of small tickets on the TCU money line. However, the big money tickets, there's far and few between of them. But there's actually more money on this game on Texas than there are, on TCU. And that's just because of the Sharps moving some big money on Texas and taking the 3 points, thinking that TCU is going to be sleeping. I've got TCU on upset alert, guys. I love Texas today, and I'll be honest. I mean, I'm a USC Trojan fan. I'm their number 1 fan, and I'm still bitter about last week. Very bitter about last week. So I'm not a Texas fan. I'm not a Longhorn fan by any means. But today, I do believe Texas gets the job done. I do believe they cover the spread as a nice lean, as well as a small little sprinkle on the money line, as I do have Texas putting TCU on upset alert. All right, guys, next game on the docket. Game 407 and 408. 407, 408. Wisconsin versus Iowa. Some people are going to be caught sleeping, in my opinion. I do have a private play for you guys here in a little bit. Very shortly. Hopefully it hits. But first, we're going to discuss Wisconsin versus Iowa. Game 407 and 408. 8:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Pacific. Game will be televised live on Fox. Russ, going back to TCU and Texas, okay? Russ pointed out there has to be a reason why the line is so low, especially when TCU has dominated Texas the last 4 years. You are correct, Russ, and Russ pointed it out. And I'll explain it to you guys, and hopefully this explanation doesn't go too long, because I could talk about this for a very long time. Vegas is known for their tricks and tactics. Vegas seldom loses. The public loses, all right? 95% of sports bettors are not successful. Hopefully by watching this show, we can make you guys a more successful sports bettor. We're successful. Our clients are successful long-term. We want you guys to have success, all right? Vegas will make a line because Vegas knows how the public bets. The Vegas knows everybody's remembering last year and everything about Texas, okay? The last couple years. Everybody's remembering the last 4 years, TCU versus Texas, smashing Texas. Vegas makes a line knowing that you're going to bet a certain way. Not the Sharps. They know that, the Sharps are going to be able to read between the lines. Vegas will make a line that's attractive to you, so you bet a certain way. If Vegas believes that Texas is going to win the game and win it outright, they want you to bet TCU. Or even if they believe Texas is just going to cover the spread, Vegas is in it, for the 10% vig. They will set a line so that you bet a certain way. You see it every single week on Green Bay, on the Steelers, on the Packers, on Oklahoma in college, on Alabama, on Ohio State. You see this all the time on key games. TCU versus Texas. I mean, this is on everybody's watch list for today. It's on my watch list. And I can tell you, best bets, I'm looking right here. out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out of 6 individuals, these are extremely talented individuals. 3 out of the 6 have this game listed as one of their best bets. All have Texas as their best bets. A consensus report. One of the 2 individuals has Texas. The other's got TCU. The power ratings lean to Texas. The effective strength ratings lean to Texas. The bettors ratings lean to Texas. Consensus leans to Texas. My upset alert leans to Texas. And I mean, this just reading is what I came up with. Mr. Castro, can I post the plays? Yes, as soon as I'm done with this, I will definitely go over. If you guys stick to the end, I will definitely go over everything that I gave out as well as what Betterx gave out as well. Or well, not what he gave out, but what he's betting. But Vegas, back to the question, why is the line so low? Vegas wants you to take TCU. Now, TCU may win. They may smash Texas again, and the books all lose. But the odds makers want you to take TCU. They're basically saying, come on, the line's so attractive, here, take it. Go put your money on it. Bring me your cash. Come lay it on TCU. They make it so, attractive for you where you can't refuse it. And when you can't refuse it, somebody like Texas comes in, covers the spread, wins outright, and all you're left holding is a ticket going, what the hell just happened? Well, Vegas played you. So, in my opinion, that's why the line is set at 3. That's why the line was at 2.5 earlier in the week. But back to Wisconsin and Iowa. Line on this game, guys. Game 407 and 408. Line opened up with Wisconsin laying 3.5. Line has dropped to 3. The total opened up at 43.5. It was 42.5 when we filmed on Thursday live, and it's still 42.5. All right. Wisconsin is 2-1 straight up, 0-3 against the spread this year. Wisconsin is yet to cover a spread this year. Can they get it done today? Iowa, on the other hand, 3-0 straight up. 3-0 against the spread. 2 weeks ago, Iowa was our guaranteed Saturday play 2 weeks ago against Iowa State. And a very low-scoring game, and they controlled that game. They dominated. I wouldn't say they dominated. They dominated the ending and when it mattered. And they got the job done, and they covered for us for Guaranteed Saturday. It was a nice win for everybody. So to say that we've made some great money on Iowa so far this year, absolutely. I don't even believe we've taken Wisconsin at all, not even as a consensus play so far this year. Iowa, top team trends. Iowa's 18-7-1 against the spread dating back to the year 2000 at home against AP top 25 teams. 18-7-1, all right, out of the last 26 games, dating back to the year 2000 against top 25 teams at home. When Iowa plays at home against against a top 25 team, they show up, and that's something that's happened year after year. Wisconsin is just 4-13-12. Their last 19 games on the road against a stout rushing defense yielding less than 3 yards per carry. Iowa, guys, Iowa is allowing only, on average, where'd that number go? 42 yards of rushing per game over 3 games. That doesn't even sound correct, but it is 100% correct. The Iowa defensive line is not getting enough attention. They're undervalued, overlooked, and it's the reason why they're 3-0 and 3-0 against the spread, and our clients are all making a bunch of money on them. That I can assure you. As Russ just pointed out, Iowa has won 5 of the last 6 Big Ten openers. Some head-to-head team trends. The road teams are 8-3 straight up and against the spread in the Wisconsin and Iowa series since 2005. Wisconsin beating Iowa last year 38-14 and covering a 14-point spread. The under has gone 3 out of the last 5 times the games have gone under. Last year it did go over. As Russ is our needs to be on payroll, but our statistician Nate Stanley completed 23 of 28 passes for 309 yards and a pair of touchdowns in the win against Northern Iowa last week. All right, guys. The battle for the Heartland Trophy is today between Wisconsin and Iowa, which has been dominated for years by Wisconsin, winning 5 out of the last 6 years. Wisconsin was involved in the biggest upset in Week 3. No doubt about it, Wisconsin was involved in the biggest upset of Week 3. However, they were on the upsetting side when they were a 23-point favorite going into a game against BYU, and they got beat 24-21. BYU cashed as a plus 1,100 on the money line underdog winner. The betting trend in the first 2 weeks has always been against Iowa, yet the Hawkeyes have won both, and they've easily covered all 3 weeks so far. All right. Now they're being overlooked, and they're given zero respect yet again this week. Week 4, Iowa is getting zero respect. Iowa has allowed, on average, only 42 yards on the ground this season, and they're going to put that up against Wisconsin running back Jonathan Tyler, who has 515 yards on the ground on 77 carries in 3 games. Wisconsin gives Taylor the ball a ton. He's had 77 carries over 3 games and 515 yards on the ground. I can't wait to see what Taylor's able to do against the Iowa defense. I don't think it's going to be a huge numbers game for running back Taylor and Wisconsin, guys. Wisconsin's offensive line is stacked, but with the defense of Iowa dominating team's running game, this is going to be a great matchup. I look forward to watching this game later on today. Wisconsin's offense is averaging 199 yards in the air, 285 on the ground. Iowa's averaging 216 in the air and 174 on the ground. Here's some key numbers, guys. Wisconsin defense averaging 145 yards allowing other teams to have 145 yards on average in the air, and limiting teams to 131 on the ground. Iowa's defense limiting teams to 167 passing yards per game over 3 games. And keep in mind, they've played Northern Iowa, Iowa State, and Northern Illinois, teams that can put up some big scoring games. But here's the key number. The Iowa defense limiting teams over 3 games. They've limited Northern Iowa, Iowa State, and Northern Illinois to an average of 42 rush yards per game. They beat Northern Illinois week 1, 33-7. They beat Iowa State 13-3, which was our guaranteed Saturday play 2 weeks ago. And then last week, they dismantled Northern Iowa 38-14. So out of 3 games, they've allowed a combined 24 points. Free lean on this game, guys. If I had to pick a lean on this game, I've got Iowa plus the 3. I really like it. I think Wisconsin, I think they get caught sleeping yet again. Honestly, I really do, guys. Infamous Weiner, 100-plus yards for Taylor today. Yes, he gets 100 yards today. Absolutely. Stanley owns an 8-2 career record at home. As Russ just pointed out. Lean on this game. Iowa plus the 3 at home. Absolutely. Absolutely. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, guys. Man, this show has been going on forever. We've been just broke the 2-hour mark, 2 hour and 10 minutes so far. I'm going to get you guys on something that I'm personally going to be wagering on myself. But first, before I get you on that premium play, as a reminder, our guaranteed Saturday play, guys. Guaranteed Saturday is at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. Guaranteed Saturday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. It is $150. However, we love this game, guys. If you're looking for one game that you can step out on, I just posted the link in the video where you can go and purchase it. And as I said, anybody who purchases anything during this show or within a half hour, we'll make it till kickoff of the first game. You're also going to get our NFL and college football futures package for free. That'll be added into your account later today. But Guaranteed Saturday, guys, I love our Guaranteed Saturday play. I'm going to step out, bet more than I normally do on it. That's how much I love it. I think it's going to be a nice, easy winner. And it's at 7 p.m. Eastern, guys. Don't miss it. And if you're looking for one game that you guys can pound, if you only have one game today, our Guaranteed Saturday game should be it. As far as our specials going, if you're looking for something for our premium plays, everybody knows our premium plays are hands down night and day over what other people are producing. But if you're looking for our guaranteed or our premium plays, one of the viewers, Jesus, asked for a daily package on our premium plays. We did not have a daily package, but I did activate it. It's $99 for the day for just today's plays, but we've got something better on there. You can get Friday. That's yesterday. You can get Saturday, Sunday, and Monday's premium plays for $199, guys. It's normally $1,000 a week. We're going to give you every single premium play that we have Saturday today. We're going to give you every single premium play that we have tomorrow for the NFL and Major League Baseball tomorrow, as well as Monday. We've got Monday Night Football and Major League Baseball on Monday, guys. You're going to get all 3 days for just $199. And as well, if you're a new client, you've never been with us, we've got our new client special, guys, where you can get 1 week of our premium plays. All right, you get 1 week of our premium plays, 1 week of our system plays, 7 full days of premium plays, 7 full days of system plays. It's $299 for the full week. If you've never been with us, that is the best bang for your buck to try us and come on out to Cappers Direct to see what we're about. The only way to get that, all right, you can purchase our premium plays for the day, the 3-day special, or Guaranteed Saturday. You guys get those right on our website. But to get our new client special, you do have to call in, all right? You do have to call in and ask for me as soon as we're done. Don't call in now because I can't take your order over the phone because I'm filming. But I just put the number on the screen. You do have to call in, ask for me, and I will get you on our new client special. It's $299. You get a $1,600 package between premium plays and system plays. And our system plays, there's one today, guys. It's going to be a nice winner today. System plays are 74-3. 74-3, guys, over 77 system plays. We've lost 3 of them, I'll admit it, but we're 77-3 on them. All right, guys. Karen, any leans on Major League Baseball today? As of right now, I've got nothing in Major League Baseball. We are working on something. I might do a video later today with a Major League Baseball free play, but don't hold me to it because we'll see. We've got enough going on with college football, and we got a ton of money to be made today. And we're not done yet, guys. We're not done yet, all right? I do have a free play coming up for you guys. That's one of my private plays. And remember, guys, private plays aren't part of the card at Cappers Direct. It's something that I like personally. So if it does lose, which honestly I don't think it will, this team has already won for us before, and I think they get the job done today as well. But if it does, don't hold it against the company because it's not theirs. It's my personal play. They're just a sponsor of the Cappers Nation shows that we get to air on their YouTube channel. So, but free play game 401, 402, guys. 401, 402. This is probably something you guys are missing out on. All right. Game 401 and 402. North Texas versus Liberty. Everybody knows we've already hammered Liberty on earlier in the year. Week 2. We gave them out at +6 and +200 on the money line against Old Dominion, and they absolutely smashed them. I think they won 52-10. Liberty getting no love again. No love again, guys. Line on that game opened up North Texas laying 2 touchdowns. North Texas laying 14.5 points. All right. I will tell you this. There's a handful of some very, very big sharp bettors that I know personally, and we're all in agreement on this. And the funny thing is none of them actually work at Cappers Direct. These are all outside individual guys. All of us, we've talked about it. We're all on the same side. North Texas was giving up 2 touchdowns. If you guys go and look at the line movement, It's now down to 11.5 and 12 at most places. All right. Liberty is getting 12 points. The line has already dropped 2 to 2.5 points everywhere. I'm playing on the side of this game, guys. I have Liberty plus the 12 and a very small little sprinkle on the money line at plus 360 on the money line. All right, guys. Free private play on Liberty plus the 12. I loved it earlier in the week at plus 14. I still love it at 12. And a very, very small sprinkle on the money line. Guys, don't go put all your hopes and prayers on a big 2-touchdown dog, or on the money line. I don't know if they went out right, but I do honestly think they cover the spread at home against North Texas, and I think they get the job done at least on the spread side. So free private play, Liberty plus the 12. And a small sprinkle on the money line, plus 360 on the money line. Be a nice 3.5 to 1 dog outright winner if that was to hit, guys. You heard it here first. Remember, Betterx bet on Cincinnati minus a touchdown, Cincinnati minus a 7. He single-handedly moved the line to 7.5. He also bet Oklahoma minus 31 and a parlay between the two. Real quick, what is a sprinkle? A sprinkle is something very small, all right? Sprinkle is something that's very small, so nothing, no large wager on it, all right? We gave out leans on Iowa plus the 3. We gave out leans on upset alert, Texas plus the 3, and a small sprinkle on the money line. Our official free play of the day was West Virginia minus the 16. I think they absolutely smash them. We gave out a lean on Stanford minus the 2.5 points. We gave out a nice lean on another upset alert that I absolutely love, Wake Forest plus 7, and I like them on the money line as well. All right, I think Wake Forest gives Notre Dame all they can handle today, and I like a small sprinkle on the plus the 7 as well. It's like plus 200 or plus 210 on the money line. And then Clemson and Georgia Tech. We got a nice lean going on Georgia Tech plus the 16. If you can get it higher, wait to bet that game. I think that game, that line will definitely go higher, but we like Georgia Tech plus the 16, and we also like the under. And then that's what we gave out today, guys. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I do appreciate it. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our logo is in the bottom right-hand corner. All you have to do is hover your mouse over it if you're on a computer. Hit that subscribe button that pops up next to it. If you're on your phone, just turn your phone sideways. And turn your phone sideways and hit that subscribe button. It'll be a red subscribe button. Smash it, hit it, hammer it, whatever you got to do to it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you get automatic updates every single time we post a video, guys. If we post a video, we go live. Also, if you haven't already done so, please do hit that thumbs up button, guys. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you do appreciate the hard work. Or if you don't like what you see, hit the thumbs down button. You're not going to make me upset. All right, guys? And we will be back tomorrow, live, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, where we break down everything about the NFL, and we will make you a more successful sports bettor just for tuning in. Jason, I will be calling you back give me about 15 minutes, but I will call you right back in about 15 minutes. But guys, thank you to everybody that tuned in. We will see you guys all live tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern. Good luck. God bless. And always remember, bet responsibly and bet within your means. All right, guys?